Hey everybody, hope you're doing great. I'm glad you're joining me today here on Wingman Nation, a channel that's built on honesty and hopefully, a little bit of humility and wisdom. I am the RV Wingman. I always appreciate you spending time with me to talk about RVs and the RV lifestyle, and quite often for a little perspective and commentary on life. Today I'll be reading a parable. Yeah, a parable. Now, many of you are familiar with it, but for those who have never heard it, maybe you'll go, And for those who have heard it, I hope it will make you pause for just a sec and that you'll give the story some thought. First, though, a shout out to my friends at RV Station in Texas and Oklahoma. They are one of America's most trusted RV dealerships. They're a dealership I've been telling you about for many, many years. I have a voicemail from a customer of RV Station that I'll be playing at the end of today's video. It makes me so proud. As I say, you can't make up stories like this, so I hope you'll stick with me till the end of the video, and in the meantime, a link to RV Station is in the description down below. If you are doing research on where to buy your next RV, I hope that you'll check them out. I love these people. I really do. Right now, though, I want you to do something. I want you to imagine a world where everything we see, everything we hear, tells us that happiness lies in what we own, what we got, and what we achieve, how good we look, and how we present ourselves to the rest of the world. I don't think we have to imagine it because it's pretty much the world we live in, right? I mean, it's a narrative. It's woven into movies. It's plastered all over social media. It's echoed in our daily conversations. It's everywhere. We are led to believe that success, our success, is measured by the size of our homes, the kind of cars and trucks we drive, the RV we own, the schools we send our kids and grandkids to, all the way down to the brand of clothes we wear, the kind of cell phone we have. But you know what? I think it's a lie, a great big old fat lie, designed to make you think you can't be happy unless you have more stuff. I'm telling you, it is a lie. It is. Think of the beautiful people, all the beautiful people we see on TV, on Instagram, social media. Think of the lives of the rich and famous. How often do we hear of celebrities with all the wealth, all the adulation, if you will, all the toys one could dream of, yet they're plagued by loneliness and turmoil. Their lives seem so perfect, don't they, from the outside? They do, but much of the time, they crumble. They crumble under the weight of expectations and their relentless pursuit of bigger, better, more. I mean, think about it. Think of the children of the super rich, the privileged. They're showered with every material comfort imaginable. They grow up shielded from hardship, insulated from the lessons learned through struggle and failure, lessons we learned without struggle. I'm talking about real struggle and real failure. Many kids of the wealthy lack, I believe, they lack the resilience and inner strength that adversity can forge. But happiness is a far more elusive creature than material wealth. It is. It's found in, I believe, quiet moments. The quiet moments of connecting with loved ones, in the laughter shared over a simple meal or maybe around a campfire, in the satisfaction of pursuing passions, if you will, that ignite our souls, kind of like what RVing does for millions of people. I know that happiness is different. Most likely it's different for you than it is for me, and that's okay. I think that is the way it's supposed to be. When I owned and ran a campground, I saw everybody from that had, little bitty pop-up tiny travel trailers to great big old $1 million motorhomes. And it seemed like to me the people that came in these small pop-up trailers seemed happier than the ones in those big, expensive motor coaches. Again, that's the way it seemed to me. Now, I know our economy. Our economy is built on debt. It is. That's the way our government wants it. That's the way Wall Street wants it. That's the way bankers want it. And guess what? If they have their way, they will help you become a slave. They want us to be slaves. They want us to be their slaves to debt. Debt and to hours of doing this, scrolling through social media. They do. And pursuing more stuff, more likes, more friends, more views. For me, the acquisition of more stuff, likes, views, friends, that kind of thing, doesn't matter much. Maybe at one time it did, but the older I get, the more I realize that having more stuff is not my key to happiness. So before I read the parable that I mentioned and play that voicemail, I hope that you'll try and reevaluate your goals and your aspirations and just think about it. All right, so now I'm going to read you this parable, and I'd like to get your takeaway and if you think you can relate. All right, it's called the parable of the Mexican fisherman and investment banker. Now, the Bible is filled with parables, lots and lots of them. This is not a biblical parable, but it still, I think, has a spiritual lesson, spiritual component. And yes, I've got my glasses right here. I've got this stuff. It's such big font that if I don't have it in big font, I can't read it. It says, an American investment banker was taking a much-needed vacation in a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. The boat had several large fresh fish in it. The investment banker was impressed by the quality of the fish and asked the Mexican how long it took to catch them. The Mexican replied, "Only a little while." The banker then asked why he didn't stay out longer and catch more fish. The Mexican fisherman replied that he had enough to support his family's immediate needs. The American then said, "Well, what do you do with the rest of your time?" The Mexican fisherman said, "Well, I sleep late, I fish a little, I play with my children, I take a siesta with my wife, I stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine, play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life, senor." The investment banker scoffed. "I'm an Ivy League MBA, and I can help you. You could spend more time fishing and with the proceeds buy a bigger boat. And with the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats until eventually you would have a whole fleet of fishing boats. Instead of selling your catch to the middleman, you could sell directly to the processor, eventually opening your own cannery. You could control the product processing and distribution." Then he added, "Of course, you would need to leave this small coastal village and move to Mexico City, where you would run your growing enterprise." The Mexican fisherman asked, "But senor, how long will all this take?" The American replied, 15 to 20 years. "But what then?" asked the Mexican. The American laughed and said, "Well, that's the best part. Listen here. When the time is right, you'd announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You could make millions." "Millions, senor? Then what?" And the investment banker replied, Then you could retire. You could move to a small coastal fishing village where you could sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take a siesta with your wife, stroll to the village in the evenings where you could sip wine and play your guitar with your amigos." The parable of the Mexican fisherman and the investment banker. The question is, what is your end game? I don't know if you even have considered that. I could never be the Mexican fisherman. I just couldn't. For me, my happiness is found in my work. It's in reading and working and struggling and trying to communicate here on YouTube. It's just something that drives me. I think each one of us is rewarded by something differently, fueled by something differently. I'm hopeful that my monologue in the beginning, talking about how the government wants us in debt, scrolling, distracted, not paying attention to things, hope it resonated. The older I get, yes, the more opinionated I get. I'm like the person the government doesn't like. They hate me the most. I am just saying, it took me a long time to get out of debt. I don't have any debt. I believe that I read a lot and I'm informed and I keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on. And I'm opinionated. I will take action. I will speak up. I will not eat that woke crap that they're trying to shove down our throats, because I believe that's my mission in life. My question is, what is yours? Again, I'm the wingman. I try to watch out for you. You hopefully try and watch out for me and other people. I give you some things to think about, not necessarily to agree with all the time, but just some things to kind of sit back and go, maybe there's a point there. So I'm going to wrap it up again. Listen, I'm going to play this voicemail. It makes me feel so good to do business with people like RV Station. I love these people, and when you listen to this voicemail, I think you'll see why. All right, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, have fun, play nice. Don't leave your good manners at home. And here comes that voicemail.
Hey, Alan, RV Wingman. My name is Scott. I'm calling from Frederick, Maryland. A semi-sad story. I've got a sister who is only 53 with a terminal cancer diagnosis. She knows I've been RVing for a long, long time and asked for my help to find her an RV for the few years that she's got left. It's something that she wants to do. I immediately thought of you, started looking through your trusted dealers. I found a 10-year-old rig for her down at RV Station in College Station, Texas. The lady, Renee, was an absolute godsend. She was just incredible, good to deal with, everything. I asked her if she'd allow for a third-party independent inspection. She said absolutely. The rig went through the inspection process, and we sent the list of things that needed repair to her. From the report, they repaired absolutely everything. My sister, who lives in Plymouth, Massachusetts, flew down to Houston. I flew from Frederick down to Houston, and we got transportation over to the dealership. We pointed out other little things that needed help. They were just absolutely incredible people to work with. They all went above and beyond. Renee, Billy, and their team, wonderful. But all said, I wanted to give a nod to RV Station and Renee and Billy.
Hey, it's a Wingman. If you'd like to sound off, I'd love to hear from you. Call me 24/7 at 1-855-296-SHOW.
Class A, B, or C, a bumper pull two, a fiver toy hauler or van. Watching out for you, just like he's supposed to, and that's why he's called the Wingman.